Hi folks, it's Kathy Hill with Century 21 Alton Clark, and I am just besieged with questions from buyers and sellers about all the changes that they're hearing from the news with National Association of Realtors, Florida Association of Realtors, Realtor Association of Lake and Sumter counties, which I'm a member of as well. And all the information coming in is still saying, stand by, we'll let you know, we'll let you know. Well, the biggest question that seems to be on the chopping block is that the buyers are going to need to come up with some other way to compensate an agent to give them the representation that they really have benefited from as long as I can remember in real estate transactions. With the changes coming up, it will be interesting to see what comes of it, but it looks like it's going to come down to buyers having to either provide the money for their own services from real estate agents and realtors, or the seller's still willing to go ahead and compensate those buyer agents.
Right.
What's going to come down to is answers that we don't have yet, but I do have some definitive information for you. I want you to meet Greg Meyer. Greg is with the mortgage firm, and he has sent me a very kind marketing piece that I found so informative. I asked him to sit down and address some of it with you folks today in place of my normal monthly marketing report. So Greg, if you'll say hello to the folks and answer some of those questions we discussed,
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Hi everyone. Hope everything is well. And yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, nothing should truly change. You know, let's just so we all know, from a lender standpoint, we're kind of holding still. We're not going to pivot yet until everything officially comes out, because this is mainly on the real estate side. From the lender side, we really can't make any big moves just yet until we really have everything in place and it comes out and makes everything official. And at that point, lenders will see if there can be any changes made or if things can help. But overall, if a buyer is going to have to pay for their agent's compensation, that's coming out of the buyer's savings, their assets, their money that they've been saving up for down payment and closing costs, which we know a lot of people just get there. You know, they handle that down payment, they handle their closing costs, and maybe they have a few $1,000s extra on top of that for the what ifs when they actually move into the house. And to add another 2-3% on top of the sales price on top of that, that's a lot of money that a lot of people are not expecting to pay. And for as long as I've been in the business, 22 plus years, the sellers always covered that. So whoever blew the whistle and whoever thinks something was wrong, nothing has been wrong. The seller handles the buyer and the seller's agent's compensation. And they basically handle that from the equity in their home from what they're getting on the sale of the process. And nothing should really change. I think the only thing that's really changing is how you guys are on the real estate side and how you are presenting that, right? On the MLS, and when like having that negotiations. And really what we should all be doing is communicating. So it's really just a communication between agents on how that's truly going to get handled. But
we're going to no longer be able to publicly communicate it. But the sense of it is, for a seller, we've always worked it that way. There's never been a set commission. There's never been a law that said there had to be a commission.
Right.
It's always been the recipe for success.
Right.
So do you want to hit some of those
like
points
seller, how much do you want to pay in total commission? Well, I want to pay 6%. Okay. So then the listing agent would say 3 for me, 3 for the buyer's agent. We need to bring people to this house. And if we don't provide money to the buyer agent, right, how are we going to attract anybody to this house? So then from a listing standpoint, from a listing agent, you would then say 3 for me, 3 for you. And the seller gets to determine how much in commission in total they want to pay out. So it's really just in the paperwork in the back end on how they're communicating. The seller can still pay. Nothing's changing from that. And the seller should still pay. Because if you're selling your home, you want to make it more attractive. Don't you want people coming to the home, right? So let's really think about it. If you're selling the home and you state that you're not going to pay for any of the commission for the buyer's agent, from a buyer's agent standpoint, might not want to show that house as much as another home. And I'm sure there's some ethics that come into play there, but overall, we're here to make a living. That's true, no questions. We're here to help others and serve, no question, but we have to get paid for our time. And you guys do a tremendous job, especially Kathi, what she does for her buyers. I've been part of it, I've seen it. She does a great job. And if you know her, you know she's in it with her heart. And overall, if I'm a buyer and I'm looking at homes, right? Kathy's gonna send me everything for homes that I wanna look at. And I'm gonna see on the MLS and a home that we like, and Kathy's gonna then make a phone call and say, are you, as a seller, looking to pay any of the buyer's agent commission? And if that says no, that means me as a buyer, I have to come up with that extra money. Well, I might not have that extra money. Or my lender might say, if I use that money out of my file, I don't approve for the sales price I'm going to, because that's going to affect my qualifying. That's going to affect my reserves. That's going to affect my assets and my file that I have. And that might not get me to the sales price that I'm actually looking to go to, because we need as much money. From our lender perspective, we look at that on the file. It's huge because it's a layer of risk. And I'm going to sidebar. It's a layer of a risk of your credit score, your down payment, your debt to income ratio, overall, the financing that you're doing, overall, the file has to approve. And if you take away those reserves, some of those assets, that could actually affect what you're getting on the sales price. So if you're a seller and you want better price offers to come in, you should be looking to pay for the buyer's agent commission. If you want more interest, right, more buyers to be interested in your property, you should be looking to pay for the buyer's agent's commission. If you want to go ahead and expand your audience and get more people to look at your house, guess what? You should look to pay for your buyer's agent's commission. Overall, an easier closing process, yeah, you should look to pay for your buyer's agent commission, because easier closing process. It's going to be tougher to document and provide and use the buyer's money that they may or may not have, or just squeezing by, and again, affecting that file, their approval. So overall, you want your file to close, you want to go ahead and handle it. Don't make the buyer come in with extra money. It's going to make it more difficult for them to approve. And overall, if you want to sell the home faster, much faster, then you should be okay and willing to pay for the buyer's agent commission, because you can have more buyers come in, you can have more realtors apt to show their buyers that your property. Overall, your seller, the listing agent, right, your agent, if you're selling, they can market your property as much as they can. But overall, it's the buyer's agent searching the MLS to see what properties fit their buyer's characteristics, and then providing and saying, here, buyer, based on what you said, this home's going to be perfect for you. This is the home. They're the ones searching for the home. So if you want a wider audience, you want a quicker sales process, you want to get more buyers in, you want to get the highest sales price that you possibly can on your property, you should be looking to pay for your buyer's agent commission, or the buyer's agent's commission.
Offering a buyer's agent commission
Hey,
would be the key.
of key. And
to open
how that's going to work is having that conversation, right, with seller, having a conversation with the seller's agent or listing agent, same thing, and negotiating what you're going to do, so that when the actual buyer agent contacts the listing agent, they can have that communication and that dialogue on what's available to basically bring interest into that property. So you're looking to sell, nothing should change whatsoever. You should still be looking to pay for the buyer's agent commission of some kind. So you should be offering something.
Or factoring it in from the start is going to be the best way for you to know what your end result will be, and we work backward from there.
Yeah, and that's huge, because that's something I always say with my clients who are selling to buy another house, right? We need to know how much you're going to walk away with.
Yeah.
How much are you getting in net profit? Well, I don't know. What am I going to? You go to the title company. So your listing agent has a title company in mind that's going to be representing you and taking care of your sale. Reach out to them and say, can I please have a seller net sheet? And they are going to run the numbers based on what you provide to them and how much you're going to be providing for a total commission between both agents. And they can run the numbers and give you an idea exactly how much you're going to be working with and walking away with as a net profit on the sale. And then you know.
It's all a plan. If you make a plan in advance, you plan to succeed.
Yep.
So that's what we want to do, is work together with all of our good information and plan to succeed. This is an ongoing situation. We'll hear more in the next few weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just hang on for the ride. But you'll notice on this video, you're going to see a phone number, contact information for Greg Meyer, because I know we only touched the surface.
A little bit,
But
yeah.
this is the answer man right here. This is the money man.
I'll be happy to help. So everything's free of charge, mortgage consultation. We can run through numbers. We can just give you an idea of what's going on. And my big thing is you need to know the numbers so you can think about it, pray about it, sleep on it, and overall make that decision knowing what's going on. So be happy to run any numbers that we can, go through it with you, and kind of just take it from there and set you up for success.
Appreciate that so much, Greg. And it happens to be a Thursday, and you happen to be here in the office today. But when we have clients who might want to meet with you here in person, you're always available to set up an appointment and come up here.
Yeah, we can meet face to face, and a lot of people love it. I'm great with that. We set that up.
He does a good job.
Everyone likes a Zoom call here once in a while too. It's whatever's best and most convenient. But we're here to serve and help as best we can.
In Century 21 Alton Clark, right over here in Fruitland Park on Highway 441. We're ready to help you out to your best needs. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your time.